Welcome to another episode, everyone. D4vd, the singer slash rapper, a young man who many of you have read or heard the headlines. A Tesla that was linked to this rapper slash singer was found to have a young 14 or 15-year-old girl's body in the trunk. Her name was Celeste, and her body was dismembered and had been decomposing. In fact, authorities estimate that her body had been in the trunk for some time, that she had been deceased for some time. Rapper David, also known as D4vd, but his real name is David, rose to fame on TikTok. And he was out of state at the time of this grisly discovery. Authorities contacted David, and word was he was cooperating with authorities, but they had not arrested him, at least up until that point. And the Tesla that was eventually linked to D4vd had been abandoned on a street somewhere in Hollywood where the mansions are, somewhere in the hills. And the neighbors, seeing this Tesla there for so long, in their estimation, it must have been abandoned, had called the tow company, junkyard, whomever, to come and get the Tesla, take it off of their street. Perhaps they smelled something, some sort of stench. I'm not sure, but they called the tow truck. So the tow truck comes and gets it, the Tesla, and take it to the junkyard, the tow yard, wherever they took it to. And the people there called the authorities. Because they smelled something or what have you. The authorities arrive at the junkyard. They go into the trunk of the Tesla and discover, unfortunately, shockingly, the body of young Celeste. Now, just a few minutes ago, I was watching a news clip, two of them, that said that Celeste was 15 years old. But just a couple of days ago, I watched a news clip that said that she was 14. So that's why I said 14 or 15. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. People were asking me to comment on the situation. Someone emailed me and said, can you do a video about what's going to happen to D4vd if he goes to prison for this? Well, we all know the answer to that, but he went a little deeper and wanted to know if the Hispanics would attack him, even though he's black. Would they have the green light to attack him? Would they want to attack him? Would they just allow the blacks to attack him? This is what the email said. Don't come. I'm responding to the email. My people have questions. I answer them. I'll say this. Poetic Flacco has already convicted D4vd. In his title, in his video, he said, this evidence proves that D4vd committed this crime. Damn, what evidence proves it? Well, obviously, a decomposing, dismembered body in a Tesla that authorities say had been there for some time. But this individual was out of state, and I'm just of the mind that if he was the suspect, shouldn't the police have went out there and arrested him immediately? You're going to leave him to be free, talking about he's cooperating with authorities. Like they just talked to him on the phone and everything is good. Go ahead and finish your concerts, your tour, making your money. Meanwhile, this young 14-year-old girl then lost her life. And there's no excuse for it. There's nothing that can justify it. There's nothing that can merit it. Now, they say that these two individuals, Celeste and D4vd, had matching tattoos, and some people said that they had been dating and so forth. I don't know. I'm not here to litigate the case. I'll let the courtroom do that. Hell, he hadn't even been arrested. The last I checked, as I said, he was still on tour. Now, he had canceled an appearance or a concert in Seattle, but wherever he was at, he was allowed to stay there and continue on with his concerts and his tour. He just spoke with authorities, and again, apparently, according to them, was cooperating. That was enough. So I just would think, just my common sense dictates to me that if the authorities believed he did this, they should have been out there arresting him. They would have been on the airplane arresting him. Now, that's not to say that he didn't do it. I don't necessarily know the logistics of the case, other than what I'm saying here, that they had matching tattoos. Supposedly, some people said that they were dating, or that, he was dating her. But let me make this clear. A 14-year-old or a 15-year-old cannot consent. There's no such thing as dating her unless you too are 14 or 15 and both of you guys' parents allow this. But if you are 18 and older, hell, even 17, that's a no-go. She cannot say yes. Even if she says yes, that's a no. She can't say yes. She's underage. She's a minor. And if you are convicted of something as grisly and gruesome as this, to end the life of a child, a 14 or 15-year-old girl, for what? Nope. If you are convicted, D4vd, whomever it is, I don't know, but whomever committed this crime, yes, you're done. Now, the politics of it, I'm not necessarily going to get involved in that. Hell, the Southsiders or whomever may want to get at him, may want to take his head off, and they will have everyone's support. But the blacks are going to get him first. Whomever is convicted of this dastardly, depraved crime. Now, the politics dictate that when you come to the Los Angeles County Jail, you can survive. You can escape because you are fighting the case. You have yet to be convicted. And stranger things have happened in these courtrooms. So you don't know until the individual is found guilty. So you really, and that's if he's snitching or whatever the person is in there for, whatever the charges are against this individual, the charges that the community there in the Los Angeles County Jail brought against him, the charges that he is in the Los Angeles County Jail for from the street. All of these charges, it doesn't matter until the individual is found guilty of the charges. Then you hit prison. Now, of course, in Los Angeles County Jail, there have been times, many times, when just being accused of a gruesome crime, hell, you're guilty as far as everybody is concerned, and they're going to split your head open. Period. They're not waiting on a jury's decision or a judge's decision. They've made their decision that you are indeed the culprit. You were complicit in this dastardly crime, and you're going to pay the price. Period. And I love when that sort of thing happens. Now, me personally, I like the conviction to take place first, but I have jumped the gun before as well, depending on the crime, because I don't want this individual to get away. And that's how the collective thinks there behind the walls. Now, once you are convicted, of course, then you go to prison. But whoever is convicted of this sort of crime will immediately try to go to protective custody. SNY, PC. Not finna walk no. You don't have to be a gangster. You don't have to be a gang member to know that this is unacceptable in prison. This is unacceptable in society. This is unacceptable for humanization. This is unacceptable for humanity. This is a dehumanizing crime, an unforgivable one. And any individual, albeit he may be sick in the head, whoever the perpetrator is, still knows the error of his ways. He still knows that this is not right. No one can convince me otherwise. So you know. So he's automatically going to try to go to protective custody. He knows he can't hit a main line. He's heard prison stories. Unless he's been living under a rock. He's seen movies. He's read books. He's heard the story. He knows what happens to people who commit these sort of crimes and they go to prison. Understand that these individuals in prison are strong, moral human beings. Moral, you say? Yes, moral. They have morals. They have not been divested of their morals. Yes, they have been incarcerated, but some of these individuals, many of them, have more morals and ethics than these politicians on the street, than these dudes on the street, than your closest homeboy on the street who gonna leave you for dead. These individuals will stand up and stand tall and stand strong, and they stand for something. And this they will never stand for. Everyone knows that. So he's gonna try to go to protective custody, but guess what? For such a dastardly crime, he would not even be safe in protective custody. There, someone will attack him and delete him, even in protective custody. Again, him being whoever the guilty party is of this sick, shocking, gruesome crime, whoever the individual is, you deserve everything that you're going to get, and you're going to get it because the police are not. They're going to find whoever it was because it's a public case now. She was dismembered. They're on the search. It's hard to get away with something like this. It has to be DNA everywhere, and it is what it is. Unless you off yourself, like some individuals end up doing. Whatever the situation, if you go behind those bars for this crime, anyone, you're not coming home. You're not going to make it. You will not survive. You will be deleted, unalived. This is not a situation for removal. You have DPs, disciplines, you have removals, and then you have hits. You have things where the call is, this person has to die. This is not a removal. This is not a stab them up a couple times, teach them a lesson, get your ass off the yard. But we're not trying to kill you. We could have killed you if we wanted to. This is not one of those. This is one of those, we're going to kill you. They have those. They have those missions in there, bro. Where it's like, he can't walk away from this. Kill him. And then he's going to die. Whoever it is. So that's just to answer the question that I was asked. I don't know how you got my email, but whatever. Email me and ask me the question. Hey man, what's going to happen the way he put it was, what's going to happen to D4vd when he goes to prison? So he pretty much already convicted him too. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. Again, unfortunately, young Celeste, rest in peace. Just becoming a young lady, rest in peace. And whoever did this is going to pay, you know, at the end of the day. Because the dudes in prison, they have daughters. They have sisters. They have mothers. And as I was saying, they have morals. And when people like that come behind the bars, they think about their own daughter. They think about their own morals. They think about their own sister, aunties, and cousins and mother. And they stand to a certain code. They stand steadfast to this code of ethics. And they will never deter from that. So you have no chance of survival if you're convicted and you go in there, even if you go to protective custody. You're just not going to make it. So will the Hispanics attack him because Celeste was Hispanic was the question that I was asked in the email. They're not even going to get a chance. The blacks are going to attack him. The blacks are going to try to delete him. The blacks are going to delete him. We have a code of honor as well. We have a code of ethics as well. It doesn't matter who the little girl was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter her ethnicity. That's minute. That's trivial. That means nothing. That's obsolete. The only thing that matters is that she was 14 and 15 or 15 years old, and that you, whomever it was, unalived her, and then went further and got into gruesome acts by dismembering her body and leaving it there to rot. There's no forgiveness for such a crime. Yes, if he makes it to prison, and that's a big if, because again, they will get you for that in the county jail. They're going to try to get you. They don't even want you to get to prison. They don't even want that on them, on their conscience, that they let someone like this get away on their watch. They're going to take it personal and take it upon themselves to attack him. So I hope that answers the question. Whoever is guilty of unaliving young Celeste has no chance for survival, nor should he. There's nothing more disdainful. The unaliving of a child in this gruesome fashion, where you can't even feign understanding. You can't even begin to fathom what the family is going through. There's no recovery for that. There's no forgiveness for that, nor should he be forgiveness. Whoever is guilty of this, let me make this clear in closing. Whoever is guilty of the crime in any such crimes against any children of any sort, crimes against women, and she was a woman and a child, crimes against the elderly, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. And nor should you. Stay free, people.